All right, so welcome back to another episode of Africans Talk Football TV, where we bring you fresh soccer news coming from our favorite teams here in the Premier League, as well as informing you on the other top European leagues and world news, while highlighting the Africans who have seen success within the sport. Whether this is your first episode with us or you've been with us from the jump, I just want to say thank you again to all of our friends and supporters. My name is Cornelius, and I'm joined by my boys and fellow co-hosts here. Salam, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling really good. Got a dub. Gabriel, how we feeling?
Uh, we've had better days, man. We've had better days, but the sun's shining where I'm at, so I can't be too mad. CP, man, how you feeling?
I think we're in the same boat. Today's match was not exactly what I expected, but we'll get into it here a little bit. But in general, I'm smiling, man. I'm looking forward to what we got planned in the upcoming week. It's gonna be
True.
some fun stuff down the line. But before we get into talking about our teams, just had a few things I wanted to highlight just as far as world news. So a few weeks ago was the last time we met because we did have that international break. So this actually happened like right after we recorded. It was announced that Jurgen Klopp joins the Red Bull Football Group as global head of soccer. So he's going to advise strategy and transfers starting January 1st, 2025. So he's going to work with obviously Arbul, Leipzig, and all the teams under the Red Bull Group, Salzburg as well. There was a few other teams. I think even when it comes to the MLS teams, like the
Red
Red
Bull.
Bull teams that are under those conglomerates as well.
Yeah.
So it's only been about a year, and Klopp, not even a year. Klopp already found a new job in world football. There are a lot of announcements of him maybe coaching somewhere else internationally. But honestly, how do you guys like his fit with being the global head of soccer?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great appointment for the Red Bull group in general. I think Klopp has a lot to offer the game. I think he's shown that with his coaching and how influential his style has been, especially in the modern game. So I'm excited to see what he does, what he contributes to them as a whole. I think everywhere he's gone, he's kind of left whatever club in a better situation than he found it. So I think it's a good signing, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does.
Yeah, I think it's dope that he doesn't just have to solely focus on one club. Like he's going to be helping every club in that group. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think I personally like it for him as well. I think this is kind of like the perfect role for him. And he gets to put his good mind to use for a lot of clubs to help a lot of clubs. I would it would be weird seeing Klopp manage another club, manage another team. It'd be weird to see, especially this quick. So you know for him to just get a job like that, I think it's a great role, great job by Red Bulls, and I think all of their clubs will get significantly better in the years to come. So
Yeah, I agree. I think this is huge, and obviously this was a quick turnaround, so you could tell that he didn't really want to stay without a job for too long. And just like you guys said, everywhere he's gone, he's shown his imprint, and so this is huge. We'll see what happens for those teams down the line. Just a few other things I saw. This was actually pretty huge. So the FA, which is the governing body for football in England, is calling for a lifetime ban for Paqueta. So I'm not sure if y'all remember, but he was under investigation for betting,
got
right?
a weird case.
Yeah. So he was under investigation, and allegedly what happened was his phone had to be turned into the authorities so they could search the phone for whatever they needed to search it for. I guess it got subpoenaed, and then they gave him his phone back. And I guess in between the time that they gave him his phone back and when they called for it again, he had disposed of it. So whatever was on that phone is gone now. And so the
Yeah,
FA is asking for like a lifetime ban. Um,
He just got rid of it.
he
he
got
got a
rid of it, bro.
weird
That's
case.
Right.
He got a
he
weird
killed, he
case.
crushed the sim and chucked that into the pond, bro. It's a wild story. So I just thought to highlight it because I saw that kind of just going through news, and I'm like, I kind of forgot about the case, because
Yeah, no, I didn't.
so
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's wild. I think that, I mean, I mean, they've already had it in their possession though too. So like, whatever's on that phone, obviously, like they've already seen it. So to get rid of it is a little odd for me. But obviously shows a little bit of you're almost like incriminating yourself by doing that. But I'm interested to see what the consequences is going to be because obviously, there's a lot of inconsistencies when it comes to dealing with bans like this. I don't know if do you guys know like the details? Like, what was he doing? Was it similar to Tony? Was he betting on himself, or is he just betting?
It was yellow cards. Remember, he was
Yeah.
he was taking yellow cards. So like a certain it was like 5,000 bets or something like that from like a certain location came in for like a yellow card after like during this time, or I forgot.
Certain matches too.
Yeah,
I
certain
think he had
matches.
like 7 or 8 yellow cards throughout the and if you look at the cards, it was like for
the cards are kind of crazy too when you go back
like
and look at the
just like being overly aggressive for no reason. Like, all right, bro.
Yeah. Or like doing something twice in a row in succession, and
getting up in people's faces and just being like low key asking the ref for a yellow,
Yeah. So I mean, clearly, like he's in control of like that situation, which is that's really that sucks to hear because I mean, just how influential are you in that particular moment? But no, I mean that sounds bad. So I mean, for me, it's never. I never want to see anybody, I guess, not play football for reasons that are outside of like their control. But this is bad, and I think that we've all seen what they've done with Ivan Toney. So I hate for it to be like, well, y'all gave him this, and he was betting on himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't to score, or I don't think that it was anything like, like something that he can control, like a yellow card. This is a Jonte Murray. No, Porter. That's what it is. Porter. That's what this is. But
yeah,
man, that's shitty.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look good for Buddy. I don't know if they'll give him the full lifetime ban, but it looks bad. It looks really bad.
Just the Prem lifetime in the Prem.
Yeah, it was the FA, so I think it would only be the Prem. Maybe all English football.
All English football.
Down.
But I mean, who do we know that has a lifetime?
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody got lifetime.
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
To be honest,
will it be lifetime?
Betting really got big in the last like 3 to 5 years as far as sports betting, and it becoming legal. So unless there's somebody back in the day, I don't know.
I don't know. I think this is crazy though. Like yellow cards, bro. Like you could, that's bad. If you're gonna, I don't condone gambling at all, especially if you're involved in it. But like, if you're gonna bet on yourself to score, yeah.
But hey, at least salams. Well,
no, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna bet on yourself to win. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying I agree, bro. I feel like I don't know. You just can't be that dumb with it. I don't understand how you have 5,000, like thousands of people betting this bet out of one look. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Wait, it was 5,000 people. It was 5,000 different.
It was
like bro. It was all his homies from favelas in Brazil.
Maybe not 5,000, but like 500 bets, all from
just
like
do one person.
Come on,
what do you mean?
You know what it is. You call back home and you say, "Hey, Paco, tell the village I'm gonna get a yellow today."
He really he that's a different term of I gotta feed the streets. That's different. That's different. But
but that's nuts, man. I don't know if he'll get a lifetime, but they'll give him something crazy like, oh, you can't play for 10 years and he'll just never come back.
He's cooked.
Yeah, he is cooked though. Sounds cooked.
And then the last thing I wanted to highlight is a little bit of somber news, but Luis Enrique, a former Barcelona player and manager, current PSG manager, his 9-year-old daughter passed after a battle with bone cancer. So just wanted to say shout out to the family and prayers. In this time of need, it was tough to see that. I guess she'd been battling with it for a while now, and
it's been a minute.
Yeah,
that was a big. If I'm not mistaken, it was a big part of the reason why he had to kind of step down for
for a little bit.
A couple years ago. Yeah. That's sad. All right, RIP, man.
Yeah, so rest in peace to the family, friends, and loved ones of Luis Enrique family, and obviously his daughter as well. But yeah, just wanted to highlight those few things before we get into our teams. As tradition goes, if you lose, you got to start first.
Who goes first?
And since we play today, we might as well, just
I
strike
agree.
while the iron is hot, man. It's straight fresh on everybody's minds. Biggest game of the week for sure. Chelsea versus Liverpool at Anfield. Liverpool ended up winning 2-1, and what it ended up being a little bit more of an exciting match than I think we thought it would be after that first half. It was a little boring. But a lot of excitement as far as like what went on in the match. A couple of penalties that weren't penalties that got called back. Um, Liverpool's the best team in the league right now, bro. I'll just go out and say it. I mean, when you look at City and the injuries they have to De Bruyne and to Rodri, and if you look at what Liverpool's doing, 7 out of 7 right now, them boys moving, bro. Like, or not 7 out of 7, but they have one loss, and we can call that a blip, I guess. Everyone's gonna take one early, but as far as what Liverpool looks like right now, is all cylinders firing, bro. They neutralized Cole Palmer, which no team has been able to do for real. Like Cole was really a non-factor. Like he had 2 or 3 shots, but they were all blocked. He started to turn up a little bit in the second half, but like kudos, bro. It's real hard to do. And if you find a way to neutralize, the best player, you force the other players to kind of have to step up. Madueke wasn't anywhere. Sancho was dead in the first half. That's why he got taken off.
Yeah.
Pedro Neto, he came on in the second half and didn't really look any better. They made Trent look like prime Dani Alves out there. Like it was just he was locking everybody down. Like I gotta give him his credit. Today he did his thing.
Yeah.
It was dope. It was dope to see Reese out there, and I didn't think he was gonna get more than 60 minutes. And Maresca said that. He said, first and foremost, I want to talk about the Reese James thing because I was actually surprised that he played today. Um, there were rumors that he was gonna be ready to come back around Liverpool week, and even leading up to this game and all the interviews that coach was doing and all that, he was pretty much saying that like everyone's back. He said everyone in our team is healthy now. Lavia's ready, Reese is ready. We're not going to rush anybody. We're going to play these guys exactly how they should, but everybody's healthy. He said everyone on the team is healthy. So I was like, cool, that's a great sign. Like I didn't expect both of them to start. I didn't expect both of them to get the kind of run they did, but Reese looked decent. Obviously, he's not game ready yet. Like for these big games, I'm surprised he was able to hold his own. He didn't really get beat. There were a few times where I thought he made kind of like bad on-field decisions, and that's just gonna come with reading. Like this is you got thrown into a high pressure situation where you at Anfield. Like the people who have been playing, all year are gonna make mistakes. So it's tough to get thrown into that, but that's where you learn who you really are. This team fought. It's just Liverpool had more class today, man. I think the Curtis Jones goal could have been avoided, but I don't know. I mean, you look at this game and it really could have gone either way. I think their midfield
I
showed
agree.
up a little bit more than our midfield, but I liked Caicedo in there today. Caicedo was very solid. I don't think Lavia was much of anything. And again, like I said, I think Cole Palmer was neutralized, so Madueke wasn't able to be his normal self. They weren't able to combine. And when we got the ball up top, we just kind of looked disjointed. We didn't really have much. Um, Great goal by Nico. Great pass by Caicedo. Bro, the, and y'all know how critical I was in Caicedo last year. Caicedo has started to step into that role. Like
100%.
and become a player that I really, really like that we all saw at Brighton, bro. Like everyone,
Facts.
oh, this kid's gonna be the next one of the ones. And he's starting to step into that space. I'm starting to see what he can turn up to be. And he really has all the intangibles, bro. He just gotta put it together. But I don't know. If this is what we look like against Liverpool, then I'm convinced we can go against any team in the league. That's what today showed me because yes, we lost. Yes, I think we were second best today, but at the end of the day, we were not far off. Like we just have to make a few adjustments, and I think that's going to come with being a young team and a young manager. But Of course I'm sorry that we lost, but I for real can hold my head high and be like, look, if this is how we're playing against Liverpool, y'all got to be worried that you know what I'm saying? Because not every team is going to be able to neutralize Cole Palmer. Not every team is going to be able to have the attack that Liverpool does. Not every team is going to have the midfield that they do. So we're going to be able to dominate the teams that we dominate, like we've been showing. But this was a good test to show us that, you know, we still have a ways to go before we're ready to battle with the top dog.
What was wrong with Enzo Fernandez today? I just, you know, he's one of the mainstays in your team, captain the
captain.
side. You know, before, you know, Reece James came back. I know you were saying that you were. I mean, we all were. I feel like we all were pretty surprised to see Reece James in the lineup. But I was just as surprised to see Enzo not in the lineup, especially
Facts.
how big of a game this was today. What were your thoughts on him not starting?
So I honestly have no idea, but the only thing I could guess is kind of what I was saying, you know, earlier in the season, that this manager values hard work and he values training and he values like what he sees in the work you put in on the pitch. Personally, like, you know, starting Sancho, I understood it. I understood it. I understood Sancho. Starting Lavia, I didn't. I was like, why would we not start Enzo when he's been starting? He's our captain. But there's something that he saw, like Maresca, the manager, that made him say, I want Lavia in there. I don't know what it is. I really couldn't tell you. But, you know, you could say it backfired because we didn't get the dub. And Enzo came on and he looked decent. But, like, you're not going to be able to influence the game like you want in that amount of time, you know, especially against a team like Liverpool. Like, they're going to come on and still be able to hold their shape and not get too flustered when you start moving stuff around. So I don't know. And, you know, at the end of the day, he's probably going to have to answer for it. But I think, again, he just values hard work, bro. You see Vega is getting minutes, and like Vega is going to be one of those guys that he relies on to come in as a sub. You could tell like he's usually first or second off the bench now. So you could tell that some of the guys are moving out of the rotation. Some guys are moving into the rotation. Again, I wanted Nkunku on earlier. Y'all know I love Nkunku, and he had that one chance where the ball was played over from Cole Palmer, and you know he almost got a foot on, or whoever played the ball, and that was our one of the better chances we had in the second half. But Nkunku isn't going to be able to score because he's not getting the chances. He's coming on with 10, 15, 20 minutes. He has to be able to influence the game a little bit more. He has to get into – that's the type of player that needs to get into the game a little bit. Yes, he's good. Yes, he's able to do very, very things on a whim, but he still needs to get into the game. And so for me, I probably would have put him on earlier. You know, we're down a goal. We need a score. Put him on earlier. Give him 30 minutes, 10, 15. But, you know, these are things you gotta just kind of take on the chin with a new manager. Moving forward, we'll see if Enzo is still like his preferred, because Lavia is back now. You know what I'm saying? So like,
So
I don't know.
healthy.
I don't know if Lavia is his preferred or if Enzo's preferred.
Lavia,
You know, I really don't know. We have everybody back, so we'll see. But
he just has more legs than Enzo. That's why I think he started today, especially with how dynamic Liverpool's midfield is, and really the ascension of Gravenberch. I feel like ever since I sent that text to you guys in the group chat about when he played against us, I was just looking for something, and then all of a sudden from that game on, he's been really
amazing.
Like, he's been on it. So
Champions League.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. What do you think about Malo Gusto today? Him and Salah.
I think he did decently fine. I still think like that invert thing is gonna take a second, bro. I like Malo Gusto through his ups and downs. It's gonna be tough when you have Mohamed Salah in the form he's in right now. And I think honestly we're still getting used to that inverted left back, right back, because you saw that Reece James wasn't really going up that much. Like there were a few times where he was in the attack, and that's
that's where they're better. Those two, they're better going forward. I don't.
Yeah,
think they're not like.
And I think I wanted to say I think Reece was limited in going forward just because we kind of need him to stay. Like we kind of wanted him to be more defensive today, which I understood. I just think we're still getting used to this formation. I like Malo Gusto though, bro. I think at the end of the day, he trusts Malo over any of our left backs. So that's just what it is at this point.
Yeah,
And I'm not mad at it.
I just think it's interesting that playing Liverpool, he still went with the inversion because that's pretty. I don't know. You have Salah on that side, like you're just leaving it open. I thought that was.
There were a few times we got caught.
Honestly,
there were a few times in both halves we got caught on the counter, and there were 2 on the back post, and they should have like the PK that happened was because or the almost penalty where what's his name Jota came and they reviewed it and they actually called it back. There were 2 on the backside because that inversion happened. All of our center mids got caught up the field and then they countered on us. And honestly, they should have scored. It should have been 3-1. But it's just one of those things that we're just going to have to get used to. You know what I'm saying? This is also a new 11. When's the last time Reece James started? When's the last time?
True.
Reece James, Sancho, they weren't here at the beginning of the year, essentially. And now they both started today, plus Lavia. So this was a newer 11. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like it's one of those things where it's still so fresh in the season. This is early in the season, bro. We're still in. I mean, I know it's not early, but we played less than 10 matches, so it's still tinkering time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think now that everyone's healthy, we're going to start to see who Maresca favors at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe he's gonna be on this pep thing and everyone just rotates.
I mean, if you think about it, bro, we still have to play in Conference League and we're still in the domestic stuff. So we got bodies for a good reason. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna have to rotate guys. It's just like, bro, this is still Liverpool in the league. Like this is one of the games you get up for. This is where you put your best 11 out. And you're like, let's go run with the big boys. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying as far as we'll get to see who he favors because these are the games that he puts importance on, not the the cup 3rd round against Bromley or whoever. I'm talking about the bigger match.
Bromley.
Damn, Bromley.
No disrespect.
That was a crazy stray.
Shout out to Bromley, man. Shout out to Bromley.
Oh, man.
But yeah, man. But yeah, tough loss, but it could have been Arsenal. We could have been Arsenal.
Yeah.
Wow. I think this was probably Arsenal's toughest loss in the last 2 years, maybe, as far as just everything that happened. Red card, team they were playing against, and kind of what this does early on in the season and in the table. Still top 4, so not too worried. But as far as the match in a whole, why don't you think that you were able to break this team down in the beginning, and then after the red card, obviously, we saw the downfall. But why don't you think you're able to break this team down?
There's no creativity. I'm being completely honest. We rely so much on Odegaard. Like we're so Odegaard centric that when he's gone, look at us. Like we can't figure it out. Simple. Like Moreno played in the 10. He was supposed to be like our Odegaard that match, and he's new to the team. So he's playing in a role that he's usually not going to play in, because Odegaard will be there. So I don't know, man. It was disgusting from the start. From the start, I was like, oh, okay, this is the type of day it's going to be. All right, bet. And then. Yeah, you know your team.
It was gloomy, it was cloudy.
Yeah, bro, you know your team, man. It's like you see it. You see it from minute 1. You just see it, and you're like, "Oh, okay, bet this is what we're gonna look like today." So it's gonna be a nasty, nasty match. And then, honestly, man, Trossard, bro, I don't even know what that ball back is like. That's just a mistake you can't make. That's terrible. Put Saliba in a terrible position, and Bro, like it's a red. Like I get it. I get it. Like I don't want it to be a red because there is inconsistencies with these calls, but at the same time, bro, if that happens to me as a striker, I'm calling for a red, and I wholeheartedly believe that's a red because I think that players getting on the ball and Raya didn't step, and it looks bad when you run it back. That's when it looks bad. You know, Ben White isn't as close to the ball. Saliba pulls him down, and Raya doesn't step. So you can't even make an argument like Raya's stepping. He's going to like. There's no argument. So if one of those things may have happened if Ben White was closer, if Raya was, coming out of the box, then I can sit here and make an argument. But bro, that's right, and it's unfortunate, And now he's going to be missing for Liverpool, who we're on a roll right now. We play them next week, so it's tough. But then even after that, I still expect us to be somewhat decent, to be somewhat good. We should still be dominating this team with 10 men. That's how good we are. When we're playing at our best, that's how good we are. But missing these key players is tough, and I think Martinelli has to finish because it's 0-0. I don't know if you guys were watching the match, but Martinelli had like a clear opportunity on goal. Didn't put it on frame, but you got to finish. You got to score that. And then the next minute, 2 minutes, that's how football works. Everyone knows. You have a big opportunity, you miss it. The next, you should put in a bet every time it happens. A big opportunity is missed. The next 2-3 minutes, the other team's going to score. And 2-3 minutes later, they come down, they score 1-0. Boom. So it's like, and then that's when it gets really tough because now they don't even have to sit in. Or they all can just sit in. They don't even have to go attack. And they have 11 men. So, after that, I thought the game was pretty much dead. And I just knew it was going to be a tough day. We're lacking creativity. We're missing Odegaard. Obviously, we miss Saka today because Saka is just a player that we can always rely on to draw players. And that creates openings within itself. You know what I mean? So, of course, we missed Saka today or yesterday. Of course, we miss Odegaard, but we're good enough to be coming out of there with wins, coming out of these matches with wins. And I say it all the time, bro. These are these games that look back in the season. There's 2 matches left, and it's like, we're down by 4 points instead of 1 point because why? We lost to Bournemouth 2-0, and we gave up a red. And then we went to Liverpool, and we hosted Liverpool, but we didn't have our best defender, and maybe we now draw because. It's just the marginal stuff, man. Yeah. And I'm tired of it, bro. Like I'm tired of us getting red cards, bro. It's like we're back to what year is that? Like 2022?
Yeah, when COVID lockdown.
Yeah, COVID, like 2021, when we were getting it was every week. And we got we're back to that, and it's like, bro, we had it under control. We were one of the best teams that not getting regs for a long time. And then now within a span, bro, 8 matches? How many reds? 3-4 reds? Yeah. 8 matches in, bro? Like, come on.
Yeah. We're
not even how can we expect points week in and week out and we're fielding 10 men for 70 minutes? Yeah. How can you expect that? And this is against City, bro. You can't do that. You can't do that and expect to win. Even in this Bournemouth team, they've been playing well as well. Semenyo's been balling out, and you put yourself at a disadvantage away from home in a rainy Bournemouth match. Already done traveled, put yourself at least, give yourself a chance to win. But no, we blow it. So then how can you expect to be champions when you're doing this, bro? I mean, look, City came out. Listen, they're missing 2 of their best players. What they do? They came out with a 2-1 win today. That's what champions do, unfortunately. Hate to say it, but it's the truth. So it's frustrating, bro. It's honestly frustrating. Look at yesterday, and I'm just like, it's an ugly game, but I expected to, get out of there 1-0. I don't care, bro. Go to Bournemouth, get a 1-0 win, 3 points. It doesn't matter how we get it. I don't care how we get it, bro. 3 points.
Yeah.
But, you put yourself. yeah, you put yourself at a disadvantage. You're playing with 10 men for what, 70 minutes? 75. Like, I can't expect much. So yeah, no. I'm disappointed. We go to Liverpool next week, but these players have to understand that injuries happen. People are going to get injured throughout the season. That is no excuse. That is absolutely no excuse for us to not go out and get 3 points against Bournemouth. It's that simple, and that has to be the message. For me, that has to be the message. And I think we need to. I think it's time to throw a creative player on the pitch. This Partey, like, it wouldn't have been better if Jorginho was playing either. It wouldn't have been better. It wouldn't have. There's no creativity. We need a midfield player who's creative, busy. We need a busy bee. Remember, I used to get upset and say, Odegaard, he just looks busy, and now he's busy with a purpose now. But now we need a busy bee in there. No, seriously, he's busy with a purpose now. Like, it looks so much better over the past 2-3 years. But we need a busy player in the 10, and we don't have it right now. And we can see us struggling. It looks stale. It doesn't look good. So figure it out. We play Liverpool. Saka hopefully will be back. Saliba, Calafiori, I'm guessing will maybe go in the center back row. I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do. Maybe Timber will be back. I really don't know. But this next match is extremely important for me. Like, because if we lose, we're 7 points off top. That's crazy. This early in the season, that's crazy.
That was going to be my question. That was going to be my question for you, because this is, it's better to drop points early than drop points late, but it's never good to drop points. And 2 back-to-back home or away matches, the loss at Bournemouth has happened, and then you travel to Anfield, like you said, without your best defender, potentially without Saka, potentially with Saka, but we don't know for sure. So how do you bounce back? Because a 7-point gap right now isn't the end of the world, but with title, aspirations, this is a pretty big point in your season already.
Yeah. We can't lose. Like, you only get so many get out of jail free cards. You only get so many. Like, every year the title's been close, a couple points. You know what I mean? So I feel like we've already, we messed up with Brighton already. That match. We messed up here again with Bournemouth. That match. We have to go and get a result at Liverpool. We have to, even if it's a draw. Like, we have to go out there and get a result, because we can't fall that many points behind, bro. It's just the truth. This early, no, our success has always been the foundation of our success has been starting off hot. These past 2 seasons, start off hot. We started off very, very well in the beginning of the season, getting results, wins, really not dropping points. So the fact that this season we're dropping points this early, knowing that winter is coming. I say this every single year. Winter is coming. We know which players like to play during the winter, and we know which players do not. I know on my team players who love playing in the winter. I know some players who look terrible all winter until it gets warm again. So again, winter is coming. Points will be dropped. End of the season is coming. Points will be dropped again. We can't afford to drop as many points this early. We've always started well in the beginning of the season. So this is worrisome for me. And we have a pivotal match next week. I really, honestly, it really depends on who's available. I mean, I don't think Odegaard's going to be back, if I'm being completely honest. I don't think they're going to rush him. Saka may be back. Timber may be back. That's another potential starter. So there's so many different ways we can set up. I think Calafiori will still start as his left back. Just, I don't know, maybe he plays Timber, maybe puts Ben White there and puts Timber out into the right. I really don't know how he's going to want to set up. But I think one of his biggest mistakes is not playing Nwaneri, though, not giving him time yet. Because I feel like I don't want to throw him in just, in a Liverpool match. I don't want to throw him in a Big Six match to start this early, but we need a creative player like him, bro. We don't have a Pablo Vieira. He's gone. We don't have Smith Rowe to throw in. Be busy for a little bit. He's gone. Odegaard's injured. We need someone in that 10 role, bro. So I don't know. Man.
He's gotten some burn. Do you think he's ready?
No, because he should have been playing like some of these matches that we've had, like these FA Cup matches, and I don't know, even some of these Prem matches. I'm like, this is a good match for him to, give him 30 minutes. Maybe start him, maybe start him. Let him get 60 minutes and see what it's like to start. See what it's like to, start the match. It gets an easier team. If he doesn't perform, take him out. Young, you'll learn. It's cool. As we're good enough as a team to still go out and get these results. But I feel like he hasn't really introduced him, so I don't want to just throw him into Liverpool. That'd be a tough start for a young kid, bro. I'm not trying to do that. And if obviously he's not ready, if he hasn't been playing, if he was ready, he'd be playing. Simple as that, So
yeah,
no, I think it'll be a very. I don't want to be defensive at home, but I think for us it might be defensive next week just because we don't have Odegaard unless we have Saka. If we have Saka, our whole outlook changes, But if we don't have Saka, bro, I don't know what we look like next week. Because what I saw from this week, I mean, I know we'll be at home, so we'll have a 12th man, but what I saw this week was poor, bro. It was very poor. It was very poor. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll have to wait and see. Then we have Champions League this week too, so hey, we're back. We're back. We have to get these results, I think we play Shakhtar. I believe it's at home, so we don't have to do much traveling, but this is a chance to, get ready. It's a warm-up game. Go get a result. Champions League. We haven't won in the Champions League, I don't think, this season yet, so get a result at home. I don't think we've won in Champions League.
You just drew?
Yeah, I think we've only drawn, so did we beat PSG? I think we beat PSG.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah, we beat PSG. Yeah, sorry. So we have 1 win, but just get a result in Champions League warm up game. We're Liverpool on the weekend, marquee matchup of the week. So, yeah,
that's fair. I know. I'm just saying. I look at your team and I see the injuries starting to get a little bit serious, and then I see just the team not performing how you started last couple of years. So it is something to look. It is something to look at, especially like I said, with your team having these title aspirations. You don't want to fall too far behind because you're going to look at it and 7 points turns into 10, and we'll be in January. So it could be one of those things. You just don't want to. Football moves fast. We say this all the time.
Quick.
We say this all the time. And kind of like what I told Salam, his team jumped 4 spots in one day just by getting a measly old 3 little points. Personally, before I pass it over to Salam, I think that was the best half I've seen United play all year. That second half was nothing. I think it was a 10 out of 10 half. You guys deserve the win based on how you put that together. I think if you can take that energy and apply it to more matches, because I don't think you guys can give a full 90. I don't think your team is ready for a full 90. But if you guys can do a good 60 or 70,
30, yeah. 30
yeah, like no, you did a full 45. Like that second half, give it 40 minutes was again, I didn't see much of the first half because I was waking up on Saturday, but I saw the entire second half and I was like, you guys look great. We deserve the dub. Kind of your thoughts from the match, which you did see the whole thing, and do you think this team now, because we ask you this all the time, do you think this team has the potential to battle for top 4, looking at the way the league is set up now?
To be fair, you ask me every week.
I know,
right?
because
I was like, dang, every week.
Yeah, every week. Especially, considering that we've been going through somewhat of a crisis the past few weeks. But no, like you said, I said it to you guys in the group chat. I think Mike laughed at my message, so shout out to Mike. Mike Gola in New York, enjoying. Yeah, he actually laughed at my message. But I agree, 100%. Like that was the best that we looked all season. That 45 minutes. Um, for me, you have to give credit to the manager, right? For us to come and to come out at home the way that we did, especially in the first half. I didn't think we were terrible, but we definitely didn't look as assertive and as ambitious as we did in the second half. Um, even in spite of the medical team trying to spot the other team a goal, I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. I think that if you have a player like that, um, who has clearly, bled a few times. He's bled last week as well too when he was playing against Fulham. That wasn't last week, but it happened again versus Fulham as well too. I just think, especially after the second time, if that wound doesn't look like it's going to be, if it just looks like that, it keeps like just like bursting and it keeps gushing.
Keeps getting
Wrap his head.
infected.
Just wrap his head.
Yeah.
Wrap his head until you get into halftime so that you can properly assess the situation there internally. But I mean, shout out to the refs for stopping the game as much as they did, and all these stoppages. They literally scored off the one time that that the person that we were short of man, and that person that was out was supposed to be defending
Right.
Pinnock, yeah. Which great goal by him. I mean, he was unmarked, but again, I just think that you know we have our faults as a team. We don't play the most attractive style. I get that, but just like things like this, I just feel like how do we keep shooting ourselves in the foot with situations like this? That's a goal. That's a costly goal.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, we came back and won, but I just think that it was really poor by the medical team. For you to not understand that, like, this is a wound that keeps, kind of just, um, wasn't to be able to fix with the little Vaseline that they put on, as if he was some sort of like he was a boxer or something. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, wrap it up, bro. Like, what are we
Bro, they
doing?
kept talking about that too,
Yeah.
man. Like the Vaseline.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of like, yo, he's not like, bro, like he clearly, the shit just keeps like,
Not a boxer.
like happening again, like reoccurring. So just wrap the shit up. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
but in spite of that, I feel like you have to give credit to the manager. I know that he takes a lot of heat for a lot of the decisions that he does, that he does, but you got to give him, the staff, the credit for obviously motivating the players and for them showing up that they did in the second half. I thought that was great. Me personally, I think I do want to highlight and recognize Rashford. I thought Rashford looks a lot better just on the right side. For whatever reason, uh, he I don't know. He's not as like direct as he used to be. I don't know if he's like, saving it. I don't know if he only has like a few of those a game, but him on the right, I think, really highlights his ability to his tech. I feel like he has good tech on crosses, on shots.
Mhm.
So being able to get that on his preferred right foot, I think, puts us in a better position. I think Garnacho has probably been our definitely has been our most threatening attacker on that left side. So I'd like to see him stay there. And then lastly, the two people that I really want to recognize, Bruno for a really good assist, a great assist that I feel like hasn't really been talked about because it's overshadowed by Hoyland's great finish. But shout out to those two, man. I thought it was great that the players were able to bounce back. For me now, I think the challenge becomes, now that we've seen this, um, how are we going to be able to consistently replicate that? And that's the biggest question for me.
Right.
In the past few years, we've always had moments of brilliance, but it's just a matter of, can we find this rhythm of consistency? So I thought it was a good win, and I'm looking forward to next week. We got a big week coming up, so hopefully we can capitalize in Europe.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. I saw that Mano was hurt. How long is he out?
He's gonna be out for a while. I mean, we're just we can't catch a break injury wise.
Yeah,
He's hurt. Maserati really wasn't expected to play. I mean, obviously there was reports about he was going to be out for 4 or 5 months, but turns out he had an operation on his heart. From what I
Oh wow.
understand, more of like a precautionary thing. But even he was able to get a few minutes back. So yeah, man, I think if we're able to get, especially some of these defenders, if we're able to get some of these defenders back, I think that strengthens the team and our positioning because, hopefully we have, this can kickstart our offense and, we can start scoring some goals.
Yeah. Oh man, I think that. I mean, everyone said it with that 45 minutes, bro. You guys looked great. It's like I didn't even know you guys could do that. If I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
No, I'm so serious. I didn't even know you guys would put a half like that together because I haven't seen that. It's probably your best half in like 2 years, man.
100%.
Seriously. So yeah, no, it was kind of refreshing to see. You're capable of it, but I think you're right. How can you keep it consistent? I don't know. What do you think about Xerxes so far?
I was just getting ready to ask.
I think he has missed a lot of chances that I thought he probably should have made. But like I said, man, I think for me at the beginning of the season, I think the fact that he's finding himself in those positions is the most important thing. When I look at all of the misses that he's had, it comes down to just poor execution. So if he's able to fix that, I think that he's fine. I know that he's a 9, and a lot of people look at it as if he's the only source of goals. A lot of people look at number 9s as the only source of goals for their teams, but I believe that he has a lot to offer, especially our team. We don't really have that many possession-based players, so for our striker, the focal point of the offense, for him to be able to have the abilities that he has, I think translates well to the players that we have. So I'm not really worried about him. Him and Rasmus are actually very different, and I like that.
Yeah, they are. They are very different. Rasmus, what's his name? Xerxes more like the combination type. He wants to combine and and Rasmus is like more the brute, just run through, aggressive, physical. That was dope to see. Good one.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a big one. When we get into predictions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gabriel, how do our locks do this week?
Oof. My lock, unfortunately, did not hit. Arsenal lost. Mike's lock did not hit. Ipswich lost. Cornelius's lock did hit over 2.5 for the Chelsea Liverpool match, and Salam's hit under 3.5 in the United Brentford. So 2 for 2, 50%.
Well, you broke even with us.
Broke even.
Salam under 3.5.
Yeah, he's been honestly, bro. Those it's a cheat code. It's like -150 every time, -130. Like,
bro.
It's a cheat
but when
code.
I tell you, to be fair, I think this was the last one was at 150, but typically I find him at 135, 140. When it gets to 150, I know that I'm doing something right. My head's in the right place.
My head's in the right place.
You just got to know trends with the. I know my team. I know my
That's
team.
fair. That's fair.
I know that. It is what it is. But
my team looks disgusting right now.
Let's get into. Obviously, I mean, City came back and won. So shout out to the only 2 City fans 3 City fans that I know: Solo, Zion, and Taylor. I think those were the only 3 in America that probably watched that game.
Brand too.
How's that? Brand, shout out to Brand too.
I'll say Eric too.
Maybe there was 4 people watching. I doubt all 4 people were watching. We got to reach out to him.
My boy Brand was definitely watching. He texted me. I didn't respond. I opened it too. He saw I read it. I'm not responding to you. Leave me alone.
Yeah. I think great Great come from behind victory for them. I mean, they continue to show consistency, which is frustrating to see. I was so sick when I saw that.
They scored
Yeah,
I was like, John Stones too.
every time,
it's
man.
always Stones, bro.
Stones or Rodri.
And
Yeah,
more Rodri. So
let's
Man,
do predictions.
what do you
yeah,
see?
some of y'all got some midweek games. I know Champions League game. We
Um,
alluded to that a little earlier.
I'll start. We got a big one. We play Fenerbahce. So if you know anything about Fenerbahce, you know who their manager is.
Talk to him.
So
Jose.
Chosen one.
reunited
The
with
chosen
Jose
one.
Mourinho. This actually, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is gonna be the most difficult game we've had this season so far. I know we've played Liverpool. I know we've played City, or Tottenham. We haven't played City yet. We played them in the Community Shield, but I think this one's gonna be the most difficult one. 100%. He's going to be motivated. You know, his teams are already hard to break down as is.
Right.
But with that added motivation, I think that this is going to be a very, very difficult game for us. Which sucks because we have to win. We haven't won in Europe. So especially with this new format, you know, you got to take care of business early in Europe, whether you're in Champions League or Europa League. Just so that or for some of us. Yeah, but I mean, no, because there's so many games and so many games go through. I think it's like what if you're in the top 8, you kind of miss like the playoff. You're already in the
automatic bye to the knockout stages.
Yeah, so like we need that, especially with this congested fixture. So I'm actually gonna go with the draw away from home. I think that's gonna be too difficult. But so yeah, I think we'll get 2 goals, man. 2-2, 2-2 in Europe, in Turkey. And then on the weekend on Sunday we play West Ham, a very struggling West Ham team right now.
No kudos.
Fortunately for us, not for him. He's unfortunately had a tough week, but yeah, I mean, not having to face Kudus is definitely a big plus for us. So yeah, I think it's a favorable matchup, definitely, because to me their best player is out, and I think we get the job done. I think that team in general is just in a rut. Like, I don't know. I just like the manager doesn't really seem to Lopetegui too, which is weird because I thought he was going to come in and make a difference. But they've had a big summer. Yes, they've had some injuries, but they haven't really clicked. And I think that we got to take advantage because in spite of what the narrative has been with United this season, we're only 3 points off of a few teams that have been, I guess, playing really well this year. Yeah. So, shout out to United, 3-point collectors.
Okay. Since we lost, I'll go. We play Shakhtar in the Champions League on Tuesday at home. I expect us to get 3 points. Yeah, I expect 3 points. 2-0. I really don't care how we get it. But I think we're just much better than this team. So 2-0 win at home, and then Liverpool at home Sunday, I believe. I think this is. I think honestly, bro, I think we'll win like 3-2. I think it's gonna be a lot of goals. Unfortunately, I think there'll be a good amount of set piece goals. Like I think there'll be like 3 set piece goals between us.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it'll be like 3-2. That's my prediction. But I think we come out with a dub. I'm never planning on my team to lose. I think we'll figure it out. I think Saka will be back. Ain't no way he's missing. I think Arteta will force him to be back. He's like, it's in your contract. So every major 6 team, unless your ACL's torn, you're playing. So I think we'll get it done. Saka will do his thing. He'll come back. They know how important this game is to the season. So
cool. So midweek we have a Conference League match. We see Panathinaikos, Greek team.
Panathinaikos.
They're like mid table in Greece right now. So hopefully we can get.
You can't even say their name.
Panathinaikos.
There you go. Oh shit.
I said it.
Say it again.
Panathinaikos. Shout out my Greek brethren. Shout out my Greek brethren. Panagos, my George, all the family out there in Chicago. Y'all know. But I think these games are tricky, bro. It's like we're going to Greece. I don't know anything about this team. And the Chelsea of old kind of we play down to our competition when we're not in posh places. So it'll be interesting to see the team we put out. But I think we should get the win. I think we'll get scored on, but I think we'll handle this team maybe like a 3-1. And then next weekend in the league, we see Newcastle at home. A Newcastle team that I wouldn't say has been struggling per se, but has been going through ups and downs through this year. We've been decent at home, so I think we'll get a 2-0 win there. That's about it. Any shout outs you got?
Who's my shout out? I have one. I think we shouted her out last time, but Temwa Chewinga for breaking the record for most goals in a season. And this past game against the San Diego Wave, she was the first player to score against every team she's played against in her debut season. So shout out to her. Yeah. Shouts out to her. And then
she scored against every team in the league this year.
She scored on everybody. Everybody
gets one. Everybody gets one.
Either home or away, you pick.
Yeah. So shout out to her. And then other than that, I would say shout out to all of our attackers, United's attackers. Shout out to Rasmus. Shout out to
Anthony included.
Yeah, why not? I don't see why not. Yeah, Anthony. It's a collective effort, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, shout out to everybody though. Big to the whole United team.
I don't even know if I have any shout outs, man. I'm kind of depressed about football right now. Yeah, I'm mad at my team right now. I'm not trying to
Sorry to cut you off. So I wanted to add this too. Shout out to Inter Miami, Supporter Shield.
Oh right, yeah, Supporter Shield.
Record. So I mean, shout out to Messi, man. You know what? I gotta say, like, I feel like he's really embraced being here. As opposed to like a lot of like other people who have come in here. In the past, I mean, he's definitely probably the biggest aside from David Beckham, but you've just seen like a lot of people from Europe really not embrace being here. And I think that he's really done that. And you have to give him credit and the coach credit. I mean, like Miami plays. Huh?
He's not from Europe. He's not European.
Who?
He's Southern American.
Well, I mean, like just from playing from Europe, and just coming back over here. Most of those guys, they're kind of like standoffish. I don't know. Like look at Zlatan.
His native language is Spanish, though, right?
Yeah, I mean he went there as a baby.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's very conducive to him. Like he can speak English, but then also there's a huge Spanish community and Spanish speaking community down in Miami too. So it just kind of makes sense, and he can still kind of get that home feeling away from home in America where he gets so much love. So I think he's loving it, man.
I mean, bro, shout out to David. That's my shout out. Shout out to David Beckham to have the foresight, bro. Yeah. I mean, he said it in the doc. He said it in the documentary. He said, when I was thinking about my like post career and I was playing for the MLS, I was looking at the league and I was like, I can turn this league around.
Yeah.
So he was like, give me a team when I'm done playing. He moved it to Miami with the foresight, okay, maybe by the time Messi's retiring, he might even want to play here, possibly.
Yeah.
No one else has the pull to get Messi to go down there but David Beckham. Why? Because he's Beckham, bro. Everybody likes Beckham.
Yeah.
So moving to Miami to have the foresight to maybe get Messi, a Spanish-speaking player, and then now you look at Messi, he brought around his buddies from Barcelona. You know, it's the Inter Barcelona FC. You know, so it's cool, man. It's cool to see, and like you said, I think he has embraced the culture. He's embraced the MLS. And he turned this team from literally the worst team in the league last year to the best team in the league this year, only playing half a season. So
broke a record. It's gonna open them up more doors too for these guys, especially Miami, man. You know, like think about like the next person who comes over and takes over, like when Messi's gone. Like that person, like that's gonna be a destination, dude. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
So, good episode, good week. We have a lot coming at you guys this week. So it's gonna be a big week for us.
Yes.
If you guys have been supporting us, I mean, you guys are on this journey with us too. So, big shouts out to everybody who have been supporting us. And as always, good luck to you in your future endeavors.